this video we're going to look at 3 points on a circle again, slightly easier than the one in leave insert circle 8, and we'll do it both ways. So if you're confident, pause the video and try it now. If not, look at it being done and then try it yourself. So a lot of the time one of the points might be 0, 0 when we're given this question. It just shortens the question down a bit because it can be quite long otherwise. So if 0, 0 is on, this is 0, this is 0, so is this, and so is this, so we could say that C is equal to 0. So that's using the point A, 0, 0. The point B is 4, 0, which is going to give me a 0 for my y's. So I'm going to get 4 squared plus 8g, 2 by x, so 2 by 4. And we also have C as 0, so that's equal to 0. So 8g is equal to minus 16. So straight away we can get g to be minus 2. Then we have the point C, 3 minus 1. So we're going to get 3 squared plus minus 1 squared. And we have g as minus 2, so we have 2 by 3. 2 by the x is the 2 by the 3. 6 by minus 2 is minus 12. And then we're going to have minus 2f equals 0. So we're going to get 9 plus 1 minus 12 is equal to 2f. So we're going to get minus 2 is equal to 2f. So f is equal to minus 1. So the equation in this circle becomes x squared plus y squared plus 2gx, so minus 4x, plus 2fy minus 2y equals 0. And if we write this in the form x minus 2 to be squared, which I brought in a 4 that I don't want, plus y minus 1 to be squared, I've brought in a plus 1 that I don't want. So I'd have to take away, I've brought in a plus 5, I'd have to take away 5 to balance my equation. So we would just write equals 5. So you can see the radius is equal to the square root of 5. And my center is 2, 1. Okay, now let's do a sketch of this circle with my 3 points. And we look at doing it using the alternate method. So if I take, it's just a sketch. So if I take this at 0, 0. If I take this is 3 minus 1. And if I take this on the same line, there's going to be a chord that's going to be 4, 0. So I've got my 2 chords. Do them in a different color. I've got my chord here. And I've got my chord, either I can go from 0, 0 to 4, 0, but I'll do it to 3, 1 just to give us more maths. So the perpendicular bisector of a chord goes through the center. The perpendicular bisector of a chord goes through the center. So approximately here for my center. So if I can get the slope, I'll start with this one here. If I can get the slope of this line, we can see that it's positive. So the change in y is 1 and the change in x is 1. So my perpendicular slope again is minus 1. And I can get the midpoint of this line, 4, 0, and 3 minus 1 is going to give me 7, and minus 1 dividing by 2, I'm going to get 7 over 2 minus 1 over 2. So that's this midpoint here. So using the equation of a line, y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1, I can get the equation of this line here. So I have my perpendicular slope, I have my point. So y minus minus a half, so y plus a half is equal to minus 1 times x minus 7 over 2. So I'll multiply by, well, I'll just simplify it out first. Y plus a half is equal to minus x plus 7 over 2. So bringing the x and y together, I'm going to get x plus y, bringing the x to the left, is equal to 7 over 2 minus 1 over 2. Well, that's 6 over 2, or just 3. So now I have the second line. So I want to get my midpoint. I want to get the slope of this line. You can see it's going down, so this is going to be a negative slope. So my slope is equal to the change in y, which is 1, from 0 to minus 1, and the change in x is 3. And we can see it's negative. So my perpendicular slope is going to be, turn it upside down, change the sign, just 3. My midpoint between 0, 0 and 3 minus 1. Add them together. Divide by 2. 3 over 2 minus 1 over 2 is this big red point here. So y minus 1 over 2 is equal to m times x minus x1, 3 over 2. So y plus a half is equal to 3x minus 9 over 2. So bringing the y to the right this time, 3x minus y is equal to, we're going to bring the 9 over 2 left, that's going to be positive, so we're going to get 10 over 2, 1 over 2 plus 9 over 2, which is just 5. Bring this down and say x plus y is equal to 3. This is going to give me the center. 4x is equal to 8. So x is equal to 2. And if x is equal to 2, y has to be equal to 1. So my center is 2, 1. Which you can see from here. We got 2, 1 over here as well. So now my radius, I just need to find the distance from any of the points to 2, 1. Now I have 0, 0. So I have the distance from 0, 0 to 2, 1. Which is just going to be Pythagoras, the square root of the change in x to be squared plus the change in y to be squared, which is equal to root 5, which you can see is what we got for the radius up here. So we're asked to find the equation of the circle. So we have the center, we have the radius. So x minus 2 to be squared, the center, change the sign, plus y minus 1 to be squared is equal to r squared, which is 5. So slightly easier than the previous one. A really good question to practice. Good skills involved, a lot of algebra, geometry, 3 points on a circle and finding the equation.